Hello everyone, my name is Chi Chen. Today I will introduce the design of the tropical cyclone disaster emergency shelter for the Yawuru community in Broome. First of all, Broome is a coastal town in the Kimberley region of Western Australia. The first to settle here were Yawuru people among the Australian Aboriginal. In the secondary research, I found that although there are a small number of the settlers for natural disaster in Broome, the number and professional are not enough to ensure the safety of all Aboriginal people when they are attacked by tropical cyclones. In the research of Assessment 1, I have conducted a detailed study on the population service of the Yawuru people in the Broome area. In the secondary research, I estimated the size of the shelter and the scale and layout of the shelter complex based on the total number of Aboriginal people, the number of families, and the gender rationale. Through the secondary research of the Broome area, it's known that due to the meteo influence of monsoons and ocean currents, tropical cyclone and heavy rain occurred frequently between December and March each year. In order to ensure the stability of the shelter in resisting strong wind, I analyzed the wind direction and tropical cyclone direction of Broome over the year in the secondary research. According to statistics, most of the wind over the year and dominated by northwest and westerly winds, and most of the tropical cyclone cases that have been recorded to hit Broome have landed from the northwest. The range altitude of Broome is 19 meters, with the lowest altitude being -2 meters and the highest being 62 meters. In the design of the shelter, the impacts of Broome's altitude on the location and orientation of the shelter must be taken into account. In order to ensure that the foundation of the shelter has sufficient strength, I analyzed the soil composition in the Broome area in the secondary research. According to data, the soil in the Broome area is usually red and sandy, with high clay content, low nutrients, and is susceptible to drought and waterlogging when wet, especially when hit by tropical cyclone. Sandy soil is prone to loosening and decomposition due to flood and heavy rainfall. Therefore, it's impossible to use heavy materials or heavy machine for construction when building the shelter. The attack of tropical cyclone in Broome and the secondary disaster have brought serious threats to the indigenous communities living here. Many Aboriginal people were in danger of their life because they did not receive timely assistance and resettlement. These are impacts on Aboriginal communities. And how might we ensure the safety of the indigenous people in Broome as much as possible in a limited time and space during a tropical cyclone? The shortage of housing has led to a serious shortage of fixed emergency shelter, the backward shelter construction technology of Aboriginals, and the unique skin group traditional culture of the Yawuru people. Their factors are all design opportunity for this design solution. My design concept is to provide shelter for the Yawuru Aboriginal community in Broome to resist extreme weather. Before the tropical cyclone and the secondary disaster in Broome, the Yawuru people can quickly build shelter in pre-select safe area. During the tropical cyclone attack, residents can be arranged to temporarily relocate to the shelter in an orderly manner according to provisory as needed. After the disaster, the residents of Yawuru can still stay in the shelter temporarily and repair and rebuild the community at the same time. Before designing, I referred to the following natural disaster response plans and management methods as the theoretical framework of this design solution. I studied Atlas Iron's storm-safe modular tropical cyclone shelter designed for extreme weather and disaster in the Australia outback. This precedent provided me with good design inspiration and ideas. In addition, the effectiveness and rationality of the dome-type structure design can be confirmed by studying the test result of the simulated wind tunnel. I chose the double diamond model as my design methodology. I started divergent thinking to draw sketches. In the early stage, I created about 20 different solutions, each with its own unique aspect and flaws. After discussing with mentor and peers and getting their feedback, I screened it, tested, and improved the appropriate design solution step by step. Finally, regional factors, indigenous factors, practical factors, and feasibility factors were integrated into the final design plan. In the overall structure design of the shelter, I designed it based on the architecture design framework of the dome-style house, using 3-layer nesting dome structure, include the outermost layer, the middle layer, and the innermost layer. And the interior of the shelter adopts a modular duplex structure, which can be assembled and adjusted according to the actual situation of the user. And functional components can be expanded at will. In terms of material selection, I tried to choose lightweight, high-strength, waterproof, windproof, impact-resistant, erosion-resistant, and durable materials. The characteristics of the entire shelter design solution are to follow the design principles of high strength, modularity, high weight, easy transportation and assembly, and high compatibility with the Yawuru culture. This is a rough draft I draw during the interactive process. After getting a lot of feedback on the revisions, I finally decided on the final plan. These are final models. The modular interiors design can be flexibly combined according to the usage scenario. And this is the scene's rendering. That's all. Thank you for watching.